What up, you guys? It's Rafael at Top Collectibles here, and today we are talking about Phantasmal Flames, more specifically the correlation with Inferno X and Phantasmal Flames, the English counterpart, because I did see a little bit of confusion. I have gotten a couple questions when it comes to the sets and how they pertain from Japanese to English, so I'm going to clarify a lot of that here in this video, as well as give you a little bit of fair warning for this specific Phantasmal Flames set, because there's a couple of things that are leaving me uneasy about the English now that I've seen the Japanese release and everything that's happening with all of the cards in the set itself. So stay tuned to the very end, because I will give you my insights as to what I am doing personally with the set, how I'm approaching it for both the business and the investing side of things. The first thing that we want to talk about is that it is no secret, both the Gold Charizard Mega EX and the Mega EX Charizard SIR are going to be the top chase cards of the set. We can see it right now in Inferno X. We can see the current value. We can see the gold card going for outrageous amount of money. Now, one thing that I did see a little bit of confusion from people, and I got a couple questions about this, is that some people still seem to think that there's another Japanese set that's going to come out that's going to combine with Inferno X, and it's going to give us Phantasmal Flames. That is not the case for this specific set. Now, this combination of two Japanese sets to make one English does happen, but not all the time. This did happen with Japanese Heatwave Arena and Japanese Glorio Team Rocket, both set released at different time periods, and then they combined into one set to give us the English version, Destined Rivals. That has happened before. Usually high-class sets in Japanese, like Prismatic Evolution, Star Wars Festival, and other sets like that don't have two sets that combine into one, and Phantasmal Flames is one of them. Inferno X is the Japanese counterpart that came out, and it's gonna be combined with decks, and that is the Mega Gengar deck and the Diancie, Mega Diancie EX deck. Now, these decks have very few cards that are gonna be incorporated into the Inferno X lineup that we already know. And then we're going to get the Phantasmal Flames English version, which means it's going to be a fairly small set. In addition to that, there's a lot of people that still think that we have a Mega Gengar coming into Phantasmal Flames. And while we do have a Mega Gengar, it's not going to be an SIR or an IR Gengar. I personally did think at the very beginning, because everything pointed towards us getting an SIR Mega Gengar, but once they release what the actual Japanese set is going to be like and what it's going to be combined with, then I realized that we aren't getting a full art Gengar in Phantasmal Flames. I do think there is a set coming specifically to highlight Gengar in the future, but that is just speculation. This is the reason why I wanted to give you guys a fair warning. But before we get into that, let me show you the ins and out of what I'm seeing, so that you can better understand why I think that you may want to play it safe before going all into Phantasmal Flames. All right, this is an article from PokePichu.com that was released back in the summer of 2026, and as you can see, it is the trademark of Mega Dream and Abyss Eye. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because, as you can see, Pokemon Company does do trademarks, and every time a name gets trademarked, it gives us a glimpse into what a potential set we could be expecting in the future. And as you can see here, it seems that we do have a Mega Greninja set coming, and they all have question marks because this is hypothetical thinking. Storm Emerald could be pointing to Mega Rayquaza, and Abyss Eye could be the Gengar set that we've been waiting on. Now, this is all speculation. Mega Dream EX, it is the Dragonite set that's coming very, very soon. When we look at the Inferno X set as a whole, and this is what I wanted to bring up to your attention. When we look at this set, we do see that the top two in Japanese is, of course, the Charizard. Then we have the Oricorio, Shinji Kanda art, beautiful card. We have a trainer card at the top, and then we have the ultra rare Charizard EX. After you keep going, there are a couple IRs that are salvageable and that you could say that are going to hold a value in the long term. But quite frankly, a lot of these other cards in the set don't really show any promise to me in particular. I do like the Piplup. I do like the I do like the Charcadet as well. There's a couple of cards in here that are a-okay. It is just not a set that would be pushed like we want it to be. Again, here's the Mega Charizard EX in its gold version, going for $776 in Japanese. Only 6 available in the current TCG market right now, and this set has been out for 2 weeks now. This is going to be super expensive and hard to hit in its English counterpart. Same thing with the Mega Charizard X, is going for $700 right now in the current TCG market. Only 10 available. And it goes to show that if it is hard to pull in Japanese, more than likely it will be tough to pull in English. One thing I want to point out is that the Mega Charizard EX in its ultra rare version, in my opinion, looks pretty good. A lot of these ultra rare cards look really good. It has been tanking in price because, you know, it just came out and it's not a high rarity card. But in my opinion, I do enjoy the art style of these new full arts. But here is the decks that we will be getting with Inferno X. So we will get the Gengar EX, but it's not going to be the IR or SIR. It's going to be this double rare Gengar. And we will get the Hunter in appears to be an IR, maybe an SIR. Correct me if I'm wrong. We will get the same with the Diancie. We will get this Diancie as a double rare in Phantasmal Flames. And we're also going to get that Miloera, and I think it's going to be a SIR as well. So those are the cards that are coming to Phantasmal Flames from the decks. Now, I did tell you I was going to give you a fair warning. This is my fair warning. I'm showing you here Destined Rivals. And the reason is for you to pay attention to the total cards of the set. Now, Destined Rivals has a lot of depth. It's a great set. If you guys remember, and like I said at the beginning of the video, Heatwave Arena combined with the Gloria Team Rocket together came to give us Destined Rivals in English. 409 cards. To me, this is a very healthy card. It is going to take you a lot of effort and a lot of packs to be able to master set this. But as you progress through the ripping of the cards, because there's so much depth and there's so much IRs and SIRs and so much good cards in this set, you just continue to rip and find the value within the set as you rip through. Therefore, you see the demand that you see. Therefore, you see the packs going up. Therefore, you see the booster box continue to move up, and the total value of the set, it's up there, right? It makes sense. When you look at something like Champion's Path that holds a 134 total cards, and all you really have to show for it is 2 Charizard. And if you were around during the Champion's Path era at release, it was very difficult to pull any of these cards. And the problem was that because it's such a small set, I mean, it's 1/4 of the Destined Rivals. The problem is that as you're ripping through the packs, you're literally not getting much in terms of value. You're getting a bunch of Vs and a bunch of ultra rares, and then, you know, regular rares. You're not getting much if you're not pulling the top 4 or maybe 5 of the set. And even the Alchemy VMAX, to be honest, quite frankly, it's not that popular of a Pokemon. Same thing with the Dreadmouth VMAX. The Gardevoir VMAX was a-okay, but as you can see, $15, it dropped. It's a significant drop from the top 2 chases, which basically are the Charizards. So Champion's Path is essentially being carried by Charizard. Very similar to what Phantasmal Flames is going to do, right? Moving on to another comparable set, it is the Burning Shadows. 285 cards, and this set out of the Sun and Moon era only has a single secret rare Charizard to hold its value right now. Total value is $1,300, and a good chunk of that is being held by the Charizard GX. As you can see, everything else in the set, it is leaving art and value to be desired, in my opinion. And the market agrees because, as you can see, in the value of the set and in the value of the cards, they're not as desirable cards. And again, the set is fairly small. Now, here we land at the Inferno X, which is essentially the Phantasmal Flames, right? That's going to come out. Plus, maybe, I don't know, maybe 6 other cards. We're going to be at 125 or so, right? For Phantasmal Flames after we add those Dex cards that are going to be incorporated into it. That is a very, very small set. And you essentially have 5 cards that everybody's going to be chasing. If that, in my opinion, a lot of people are going to go with Oricorio and the 2 Charizards, and that's basically it. There may have some people that will want the Piplup, others may want the Charcadet. Actually, I want to say that this Charcadet is going to be a ETB promo. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I think Charcadet is a promo. There may be another promo in here. I can't remember. But after you remove those cards, and when you see the lineup for Inferno X, it is looking somewhat pale in the SIR or IR department, in my opinion. And when these cards are so hard to pull, you're going to see that this set is going to be carried by essentially Charizard. And Pokemon Company has done this before, like I showed you. There's several sets, almost every era, the Pokemon Company only puts Charizard at the forefront of the set and gives us a lot of not so much desirable cards. So this is the reason why I'm saying that you should be very cautious with how you approach the Phantasmal Flames and how heavy you go into Phantasmal Flames, because if your bets is that this set's going to be very comparable to Surging Sparks and Destined Rivals in the Mega Evolution era, I wouldn't hold my breath to that, because in my opinion, it's such a small set that you may find yourself ripping through packs, chasing for these 2 cards only, and you're going to be pulling a lot of all the other cards that are not going to be as valuable as you may think. Now, if you're a collector and you really don't care for value and all you want is to master set the set, then by all means, you're gonna have a fine time opening the set. In my opinion, the tipping point of this particular set and how good it's going to be is gonna be relied upon the pull rates of these Charizards and the maybe Oricorio in the top tier department. But it is really hard to say that this set is gonna hold value long term when you see the lineup that you see here, especially because we know that we're not getting a full art Mega Gengar and we're not getting a full art Mega Diancie. We're only getting a couple double rares being added from those decks like I showed you guys. All right, so that was my recap for Phantasmal Flames / Inferno X. Hopefully that all made sense. I try to make it into the most compacted, easy to consume video that I possibly could. And I hope you guys found value in this video. Me personally, I will be ripping some packs very casually, but to be honest, I'll be looking at buying the Zards for my personal collection. I am not gonna go too crazy because, like I said before, in my opinion, it's too small of a set for me to even try to. You're gonna have to rip a ton of packs to pull those Charizards. So because I'll be doing that, I will be having a lot of patience with the set, and I'll have the market dictate where the set is going to go once the English come out. The Japanese may see a little bit of correction in price once the English comes out, and then we'll have to see and play by ear how things progress throughout the market as a whole into the holidays and see where I can land in a good entry point for the Charizards that I do want for my personal collection. I hope this video was helpful to somebody out there, and if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel, give this video a like. And if I said something that was misinformation or not accurate, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I will pin your comments so that everybody knows that I made a mistake. I want to make sure that all the information I put out for you guys, it is accurate as it can be. And as always, stay positive, keep your head up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.